Good morning, students. After the vacation, we have again come to our online classes. Hope you all are fine and all of you are safe and healthy, isn't it? Okay. So today I'll begin chapter 2 of geography. Chapter 1 of geography I have already done, maybe one or two maybe question answers left. So that will be given afterwards. Now chapter 2, environment and environmental problems. Now, what is environment? Very often we say that we have to save environment, and in the media, in the newspapers, in the social organizations, politicians, social activists, they always speak about environment, to save our environment. And nowadays, at present, it has become a challenge. There are problems related to our environment, so we have to save our environment. But what is environment? What is the meaning of environment? In ordinary sense, or in generally, environment means our surroundings. Whatever things are there around us, whatever we see around us, whatever things are there around us, it is called environment. But in the broad sense, environment denotes the conditions around an organism or a community of organism, and such condition includes both the biotic and abiotic elements. The condition around an organism or a community of organism is called environment, and such the surroundings or environment, it includes both the biotic and abiotic elements. Biotic elements, the which have the life, like plants, human being, animals, insects, fishes. These are biotic elements. And abiotic elements, without life, all the natural things and the man-made things. Natural things like mountains, then land, then rivers, then the man-made things, the buildings, monuments, whatever things are there around us. Together, biotic and abiotic, it is called our environment. Okay? Now, there are four major spheres in our environment, and these four major spheres are lithosphere. The number one is lithosphere, then hydrosphere, then atmosphere, and then biosphere. Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. Now, lithosphere means the land surface. The land surface is called lithosphere. And as we know, and you have already got that 29%, only 29% of the Earth's surface is lithosphere. Lithosphere includes only 29% of the Earth's surface. The mountains, the valleys, the plateaus, then the valleys, all the land, high mountain, hillocks, hills, these are lithosphere, all the landed areas. Then hydrosphere, water bodies. Hydrosphere means that water bodies. As 29%, lithosphere includes 29% of the Earth's surface. On the other hand, hydrosphere includes 71% of the Earth's surface. 71%, that means major portion of Earth's surface is included in the hydrosphere. Rivers, seas and oceans. Hydrosphere mainly includes the seas and oceans. And the rivers, small rivers, big rivers, finally they fall in the either in the sea or the ocean, mainly in the sea. So that means whole water body, mainly sea and ocean, because the rivers fall in the seas. So whole water bodies that which are included in the hydrosphere. Then atmosphere. From the Earth's surface, upward extends a gaseous layer. From the Earth's surface, it's upward, there is a gaseous layer. And this gaseous layer includes various or different types of gases like oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, then argon. So various gases, that layer includes various gases, and this gaseous layer is called atmosphere. The atmosphere extends to a height around or about 480 kilometers from the Earth's surface. 480 kilometers above. From the Earth's surface till the 480 kilometers, it is the atmosphere. It extends up to 480 kilometers. Then comes, there is another sphere, that is biosphere. The biosphere covers those parts of the Earth or those parts of Earth's environment where life forms occur. In the biosphere, life forms occur. This includes the Earth's surface down to a few meters. Down to a few meters from the Earth's surface. And it is from the this down to the Earth's surface and that lower stratum, lower level of the atmosphere, from the down of Earth's surface till the lower level of the atmosphere. And this is the layer, that biosphere, where the birds and insects fly. In biosphere, birds and insects fly. It is said that so far 1.75 million species of plants and animals, 1.75 million species of plants and animals have been identified in the biosphere. Clear? Now, there is an interactions among these layers or among these spheres of atmosphere, and interaction among them have been given the rise to that what we call environment. Interaction of atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere give rise to our environment. Alright? Each of the different geographical regions, the Earth's surface has some different characteristics. Though they are interrelated, but they have different characteristics. The quality of natural elements varies from region to region. We find different characteristics in different regions. We may not find or we do not find same characteristics in all the regions. They have varieties and that are various types of characteristics. And there are regional variation. There are regional variation. The climate of equatorial region is totally different from the climate of the polar region. The animals of or the life, the life forms means the vegetation or the birds or the animals found in the equatorial region is totally different from the polar region. Whatever animals are found in the polar region, it is not found in the equatorial or in the desert region. So each region has different characteristics. Climate is different, vegetation is different, then plants are different, animals are different. So each region has different characteristics and it changes over time. It does not and may not remain same. It changes over time. Our atmosphere, it changes. Now our environment, whatever environment was found maybe in the primitive age, in the ancient period, or maybe few million years ago, same environment is not found today because it is changed. And why? Why there is change? Why it is not same? The environment which was found or in the maybe few million years ago, and why it is not found today? Because there are some factors which cause or which brings change in the environment. And the main factors of the change of environment are the growth of population, then industrialization, then urbanization, then growth of transport and communication. Because of the growth of population or because of the industrialization, urbanization, that environment, the characteristics of environment, that it change, it does not remain same. Human being through their activities bring changes to our environment. As a result of the growth of population, demand for the things, demand for the goods, demand for the commodities are also increasing. And to fulfill the demands, the things are produced, things are being made. As a result, deforestation is going on. Houses are made, schools are made, factories are made, industries are made, and so deforestation, that is the cutting down of the trees, deforestation is going on. And as we all know, deforestation greatly harms our environment. The forest is the home of the animals and other life forms like birds, insects, and when deforestation is done, they become homeless. They move to other places or other forest. Forest is cut down, cleared up, and for the human settlement to make the houses. Wetlands are filled up, ponds are filled up to make the houses, and thus it brings changes in our environment. Because of the industrialization, because of the setting up of different or varieties of industries, different types of industry, big industries, small industries, and in the big industries also there are different types of industries. And because of the industrialization, when the industries are set up, then industries leave polluted gases, smokes, which harm that atmosphere. It mixes up with our atmosphere. Whole environment is polluted. Industrial waste are thrown to the rivers, and thus it causes water pollution. That means the root cause of or root factor, the change of environment is the growth of population. Of course, there are some natural factors also, like a volcanic eruption, or maybe it may be the cyclone, it may be that earthquake. So there are some natural factors, but the major factor for the change of environment is the growth of population and other human activities. Okay children, next time I'll explain environmental problems. And since you have started the classes, and after that, after maybe this next month, you will have the first term. So see that you study from, I don't know, whatever you did in your summer holidays, whether you studied or not, but now since you have started the classes, regular classes, you will get the explanation, you will get the question answers, but see that you study. Not only you study the question answers, what will be given and what we are giving, but you go through the lesson very thoroughly. Alright? Okay, we'll stop.